I hate Indians. Men are trash and I hate Indians. Tell me the difference. Why should I understand that when I say men are trash, I'm talking about some men, but when I say I hate Indians, I mean all Indians. Why? We live?
We live.
We live. Welcome back to the Opinion Factory podcast, the podcast for free thinkers and challenge seekers.
Yes, sir.
I'm Khelil.
I'm Alex. And, recently, with all the discourse going on in the world right now, I've been seeing a lot of discussions going on, between like Twitter and Facebook, Instagram, all these things. You see these comments about, like men are trash, and that's all like, oh, not all men are trash, or like, oh,
yep,
freaking,
oh, bitches ain't shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It just got me thinking about like semantics, man. Like, what is really the purpose of pointing out that like all men aren't trash? Because like it was like men do this thing that a decent number of men do, right? Let's just say,
right.
I don't know, some toxic thing that men do, right? It could be whatever. Like men call women
man
bitches.
Spread.
Yeah, or we man spread. Men.
Whoa there, buddy.
No, let's just say men call women bitches, right? Let's just say that for an example. And it's like, oh, not all men do it. Like, what is the purpose of even pointing that out, though? Because I feel like
not all men do it.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like when you do that type of stuff, you're taking away from the actual conversation that's going on. Because like a decent number of men do it, so it's like,
the majority of men do it.
It's not a majority; it's just a significant portion. Maybe it's not all men. Like I'm just using this one. It's not even the best example to use, but it's like the majority of men don't necessarily do it, but it's still a big enough number do it where it's a problem.
Right, because when the majority of men read that statement, we're not going to be able to relate to that. We're going to think, well, what are you talking about? You're when you say men do this, you're applying that to me.
No.
Implicitly.
No, but if it's a big enough number, then like maybe you don't do it, but you know someone that does it. Then that's what I'm saying. Like it's a significant portion. That's
bro. So that doesn't. If it's a significant portion, even if it's not most or the majority of men, you shouldn't just make a sweeping generalization. You shouldn't be making sweeping generalizations like that.
Maybe I didn't. But
obviously, you're gonna have backlash about that.
If I'm going and I'm like, some men do this, it kind of takes away from the power of like what I'm saying.
Does it?
Yeah, it does. If I'm like, some men do this, it's like, oh, it's only some men, so it's not that big a deal. You know what I'm saying?
But there's a lot of men do this. You can say a lot of men do this.
Oh, I can say a lot of men do. You could. But
I can say, if I say a lot of women ain't shit out here, bro.
Oh, yeah. So I can say just one, like, no, I can't say that.
If I say women are trash right now, it doesn't matter if the woman listening right now has her life together. She's gonna be like, "Why do you say that? Like, why are you coming at me? Like, it doesn't apply to you."
Let's rephrase.
And what they say is like, if it doesn't apply to you, you shouldn't be getting mad.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally applying it to me.
No, I was gonna say let's rephrase.
You're literally saying men are trash.
Let's rephrase it this way. If I said I'm sick of white people doing this, or being racist, am I coming at all white people, or am I coming at the ones that are racist? Like I can say, like let's just switch the framing of it. If I make it a black versus white thing, or like, you know what I'm saying? If I make it like one group versus the other, that's not just men and women. It doesn't have to be race, sexual orientation, whatever.
Yeah. So you're being specific.
Yeah.
You say I'm sick of white people being racist.
Yeah.
If you're a white person who's not being racist, obviously it doesn't apply to you because you were very specific in that. So what does trash mean? What does trash mean? I could be like, yo, I showed up 5 minutes late to pick up my wife, and she could think that's trash, but the next one could think that's not trash.
When you say
men are trash, that's too open to, that's too general.
You can say trash is too general, but what if I recently saw these comments from 50, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but I saw it today. 50 Cent was like, it's a whole separate issue, I don't want to get too deep into it, but 50 Cent made this thing about he prefers exotic women over black women. He's like, black women are angry and stuff like that.
What?
And
how do you think that went over? I haven't seen a reaction about that yet.
No, it went over. I mean, I imagine it go over terrible.
So you think all the non-angry black women would be like, well, he's not talking about me.
No, but this is why the thing is like complicated though. Like, I feel like when people point it out, it stops them from making generalizations. But like the
I
black
get what
women
you're
one,
saying.
but there's
I get
also
what you're
times
saying.
where it's like where if the shoe fits, then you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Right, but like you said, it's complicated. It's not that simple. If it's something where it's general, like say men are trash, general in the subject and general in like the accusation, and obviously people are gonna get mad at that because first of all, what do you mean by trash? And what do you mean by all men? Like, is there something that I'm doing that you think is trash that I don't know about? Because it's too open to interpretation. But when you say, like, what if I said, I hate Indians, bro. I hate Indian people. Am I racist or not? Yeah. How do you know I'm talking about all Indian people? Well, how do you know that I'm not just talking about some of them?
Of course you're racist, but the thing that
when you say all men are trash, what do you think that sounds like? What do you have to be more
I get what you're saying, but what if they were more specific though? I'm sick of men calling us bitches. If I said, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if
that goes over better for me because I know I don't do that. And if you're sick of men calling you bitches, I know I don't do that, so I ain't got shit to worry about. I won't tell you nothing. I agree with you.
But is that not sweeping generalization the same way? It's just more specifically targeted?
No. Because there are men calling you bitches, and you're tired of men calling you bitches. So you're sick of men calling you bitches. If I'm not that guy, what am I supposed to get defensive about?
And this
is different, bro.
Okay, it is different, but this is what I'm talking about. Where it just bothers me when people like harp on like if you said that and then someone came out and was like, oh, not all men do this. I'm like, what's the point of saying that? Like you said,
that's what I don't like.
You got nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Fam, and I feel like you're just taking away from the actual conversation that's meant to be had. Like if I'm
absolutely
like what I always see all the time? It's that people say like if you said Black Lives Matter, I'm like, oh, how can Black Lives Matter if y'all kill each other? It's like where does that come from? And that gets
it's a shield. It's a shield. People use semantics as a shield to avoid the underlying issues.
Yes, that gets to the problem where it's a thing of figurative language versus literal language. Like you know what I'm talking about. You know what Black Lives Matter represents in terms of stopping racism and police brutality.
It's not too general.
No,
it's not too general. It's very specific.
People want to harp on the actual word matters and be like, oh, if you say it matters, then how come it only matters?
What does that mean?
Yeah, exactly. How come it only matters in one situation but not the other situation without understanding?
It does matter now. We're not happy. Who said that it's okay for black people to kill each other?
You don't protest for black people killing each other.
Because when a black person kills another black person and the murderer gets caught, that motherfucker goes to jail.
Hey,
we ain't got to protest because justice is done.
You already lost me, man. You already lost me. Explanation was too long, bro. Explanation was too long. Damn, I don't know what to tell you, bro. See that shit? But this is my problem with cement. Like,
come on, bro.
Like, I have a friend of mine. Like, we get into like back and forth or arguments. We be talking about like a larger area of things, right? And then he would focus on the one thing in that argument, like saying a discussion.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, this is not
relevant. All the good points you made.
Yeah, it's not relevant to the whole theme of like we could be talking about like Michael Jordan's the best basketball player ever, and I'm like, and then he brings up, oh, but his sneaker deal or some shit. I'm like, what's the relevance in that? You know what I'm saying? It's like you're harping on something that's not relevant to the actual conversation, and now
right, and that has to be strategic. Like that's good because in an argument that's strategic to detract from the point that you want to be made to focus on something that he feels comfortable discussing, right? And so what if all these all lives matter people, they know what we mean, but they just don't feel comfortable having that conversation right now. And so they use semantics as a shield, as a getaway vehicle to say, well, if it matters so much, here's how about this? If it matters so much, why do you kill each other, huh? Answer that. It ain't got nothing to do with it. It ain't got nothing to do with it.
It doesn't, but I'm trying to see is it like ever.
And that's not even figurative. That's the thing about that. Like semantics is usually like my issue with semantics that I usually have with people comes with like similes and metaphor, like figurative language that's open to interpretation. And when it's literally Black Lives Matter, that's something else. So like for example, I was having this conversation with my boy a couple months ago, I think, and we were talking about semantics. We were like, so in the context of children with autism. And so we were saying how, children with autism are not being told that they're disabled. They're being told that they're differently abled.
Yeah.
Like, well, semantics, like, why are we doing that? And I said, that's like telling Black people, you're not disenfranchised, you're differently franchised. And he goes, I know you're not comparing the two, bro. Like, I got a brother with autism. I got a friend with autism. You're not really comparing autism to being Black. I'm like, it's not the literal same, but the idea behind the language is what I want you to get, like the meaning.
Yeah.
Not the literal words, because you don't use similes to, like, for the exact same situation. That's not going to get your point across. Yeah. You're not going to say this butterfly was as beautiful as a butterfly. Like, obviously, you wouldn't say that. You have to make it two different things.
No, yeah,
this butterfly was as beautiful as the Siamese cat. You're not going to say, I did not compare the butterfly and a cat, bro. You're not going to say that. And so when you use figurative language, people like to, like, I know you're not comparing the two, to, like, kind of, I don't know what the purpose is, bro. I feel like it's just a trigger. I feel like it's just a trigger.
I mean, that autism example is really interesting, though.
Like, what was the issue with what I said? Like, if I'm wrong, I really want to hear an argument, because we still spoke about it after that.
The thing what people would argue with, and it goes back into, like, a soft language type of thing, is, like, we have, like, euphemisms now where it's like, you don't say my mother died, you'd be like, my mom passed away. Like, yeah, it's like something that, like, softens the blow of what actually happened.
Right, but
so if I'm, like, telling an autistic person they're differently abled, they don't feel bad about themselves, or, like, what I'm saying?
But my point is, the message is the same. When you tell someone that a part of them that is difficult and that is not readily accepted by society as it should be, is not even there in the first place, that's a dangerous thing.
It is for sure.
And so when you give them these euphemisms, these softballs, these semantics, I feel like you're not preparing them as well as you could be. If you give them the harsh reality, they're better equipped to deal with that reality, the actual reality.
Is that the case for every person, though?
What was that?
Is that the case for every person? Like, aren't some people, like, they learn better by, like, maybe not having, like, the whole weight of the world dropped on them at once, and they, like, learn slowly or gradually and have things explained to them and stuff? No?
I mean, is that what we're doing to our kids when we're giving them talks about the race right now? Like, you're Black, you can't do this, you can't do that. We can't solve all. Like, we can't tell you're not the same as your white boys. Exactly. We don't do that, because if they don't have that knowledge, if they're not equipped with that harsh reality, they're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, but
I don't know if that translates to autism.
Yeah, because the thing with autism is, like, it's a mental disability, though. So now you're like, even if you tell them that, how well will they really grasp that and understand that, though?
If they think so off the cuff, right? If they think that they're just differently abled, they're not disabled, they're not gonna, I guess, understand or look for where the limitations are and how to better deal with those limitations, or even maybe acknowledge those limitations that they definitely have and that is okay to have. So if they just hear I'm differently able, they're gonna think, well, I can do, whatever anyone else can do. Like, I don't get that sense of limitation that I have to deal with in my life right now by hearing that. And so they're probably gonna put themselves in situations that they're not equipped to deal with on their own. And this is just the first thing that came to my mind. Now, I don't know if that actually happens or not, but that's one of the dangers in this.
It's complicated, fam. Language is an interesting thing. It's definitely complicated. Like, I don't know if the thing is, like,
but do you get the message?
No, I get the message. I get what you're saying.
Was that wrong for me to make that metaphor, that simile? Like,
no, I get what you're saying. The only reason why it was complicated is because autism is like a mental disability, where you can, like, I feel it was like
compared. Well, yeah, it's different from being Black. Black is not a mental disability.
I feel like if you compare it to, like, a physical handicap, it would be better. Because now those people would understand the reality of the situation. You would not worry about them, like, if they truly understand.
Well, yeah, it could. Like, having autism is like having a broken leg.
No, if you said being Black is like having a broken leg, that would be better.
What? You think so? I don't think so.
For sure. Because it's like a physical feature that disables you, and like, you can't do the same thing. You have to operate in a different space.
Right.
And the person that you're telling it to still is able to understand it to its fullest content.
Like, I think a physical disability is more, it should be compared to a mental disability. I feel like that's what people do a lot.
No, I feel like
they say like having, because I used to date a woman, like, back in my college, it's a woman with a mental disability, and she would say, like, if like it's frustrating because if I had a broken arm, people would understand what I'm going through, but because they can't see it, they don't understand, they don't really respect it. She compared her mental disability to a physical disability, and I got it. I understood perfectly.
Different context though, bro.
But that's why I'm saying I feel like a physical disability should be more apt to be compared to autism than compared to being black.
No, because
I will still get it, but that's not the first thing I'll compare it to.
We're getting off topic, but with the physical thing, I'm saying you can see it. That's all I'm saying. The same way you can see a broken leg, the same way you can see someone black. So that's what I'm saying. Like now, like a feature you can see is affecting your life. That's what I was getting at. But
I get it too.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about euphemisms and soft language. I just feel like I don't know if they're.
I feel like there's a time for them, but they shouldn't be as common as they actually are right now.
If you have kids, you can be like, "Oh, your mom died. Tough luck." Or be like, you know, especially if it's like a young kid. Like, imagine if like you're 4 years old and your daughter's dog died. You'd be like, "Oh, he went to sleep for a long time. He's not coming back," or he went to heaven or something. Or you're gonna tell him like, "Yo, this guy's."
I'll tell you, you know, Samantha or whatever my daughter's name is. You know, fortunately, lucky, you know, he died last night. That's the first woman name that came to my mind. Samantha. That's not going to be my daughter's name, but that's not. You see that semantics, bro? That's not what's important right now. That's not the point of what I just said, bro. I would say, yo, unfortunately, Lucky died last night, and I'm sorry to tell you this. And like, I would understand if someone would say passed away. Like, there's a time for it.
But your daughter doesn't know. Like, she doesn't even know what died is, though. She doesn't know what that is.
But she would know what passed away is?
No. That's kind of why you tell him. That's the idea behind telling him. Right? If I was like, he went for sleep, you'll see him again in another life.
I would have lied to them. Like no. That's not even euphemism. That's just lying.
Isn't that what euphemisms are for? It's like a shield. It's like the same thing. It's like a shield.
Yeah, but it's not an outright lie, though. And that's why I'm saying there's like if it's fresh, if your mother just died and you don't know yet, I'm not gonna come say, yo, Alex, your mom died, bro. Like I would soften the blow. I'd say she passed away in the grocery store. She fell. No one knows what happened yet. I would say like that. But then as time goes on, I would say, yeah, like, you know, the day your mom died was really hard on you. Like, I wouldn't say the day your mom passed away, like, you know, 5 years later or something like that.
So there's a purpose for them then. So like.
But my problem with them is that they're too general right now. That we only say passed away. Like saying, it's to the point where saying died is offensive. And that's what I don't like. Like, I would say that to you, and my boy would be like, yo, why would you say died? Like, that's like, you're so insensitive. Like, people do that now. And that's my problem with it. And that's why, like, even now when you say a kid with autism is disabled, oh, you're being offensive. They're differently abled. Don't say disabled. Come on. But they are. And that's the reality. And that's not that's what the situation is. I'm not talking down on them. I'm not saying I'm better than them. I'm not saying they're worse off. Like, I'm a better person than them. It's just the reality of the situation. That's what it is.
So how do you think we got here to this point, then?
You give people an inch, they take a mile, bro.
I don't think that's how we got here. I don't think that's how we got here.
I think people started, fighting for... Go ahead.
I think other people were being, like, too harsh on others, right?
You think people were being too harsh?
Yeah, like, they're like, oh, this kid's retarded. Or they would say, like, this kid's a fucking dumbass. Or he's autistic. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or, like, they'll say things like that and be like...
Oh, they use it to be synonymous with something else that's objectively bad.
Yeah. And I feel like that's how we got here. Then we kind of just maybe went a little overboard in that culture war.
Right. So instead of saying, like the thing with the gay, like I completely understand. You shouldn't be using gay to be synonymous with stupid. Right. I get that. But to make gay now a bad word, it's not. But to make that now a bad word would be going too far. And that's kind of what we did with retarded. Right. Like, retarded is in the dictionary, isn't it? It means
no, it is
stopped. It means slow. It means,
I mean, but the thing about words is words have connotations too, though. And connotations can change over time, right? How it's used in society.
Absolutely.
So if you can say now, like, the legal definition of retarded is not what it is right now. Where it's like, I call people that did stupid stuff retarded for long enough. Now it's in like an offensive term.
But I think we should have. instead of making it offensive, we should have brought it back. Like we should have did what we did with the gay. Yo, retarded doesn't mean this. Yo, gay doesn't mean this. Use it the right way.
I mean, in theory, it worked, but it's just more difficult to get across. But back to the larger picture, man. I'm just sick of semantics, honestly, man.
So what's the solution? Should we just say what we mean? No more figurative language? You can't say men are trash. You got to say the men in South Beach are trash. No, and so stupid. If I'm in Boston, I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
That's stupid. I'm sick of. When I say I'm sick of semantics, I'm sick of the people that like call it out, like the all lives matter, like the Black Lives Matter thing, like the freaking. Like if it's not a general statement, I'm sick of people being like, "Oh, not all men are trash."
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't feel like that Black Lives Matter thing is a matter of semantics. I feel like that's just willful ignorance, because there's no figurative language in that at all. Semantics should only come into.
I mean, you can say matters is subjective. If you're saying
that, like to me, like I know if I say something matters, it's
if you're saying something matters, and then
it shouldn't be disregarded. It shouldn't be, thrown away. It should be treated with respect.
Cool.
Across the board. I'm not saying it matters more.
If you say across the board, then what about when you guys kill each other? That would be the argument.
Yeah, it still matters. I will still be heartbroken if a black dude kills you, bro.
Perfectly fine, but that's not what your movement represents.
No, because the movement represents the fact that police are killing us with no repercussions. If a black dude kills you and we catch him, there's going to be repercussions for that man. That's why there's a movement for one. And nope. I lost you again.
You're losing me again. See, bro, it's too long an explanation now. Now it's like you're going through all this for you. I don't care anymore. Yeah, y'all stop killing each other if you want police to stop killing. That's how it goes.
Put my hands on.
That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes.
Bro, it's not. I feel like matters is not subjective. If you say matters more, the more would be subjective, of course.
Yeah, and then
but matters has a.
The Black Lives Matter one's kind of too easy to digest, but like we could do like the men are trash thing, or like white people being racist thing, or whatever. Like whatever. Like it's those.
Or I hate Indians.
No. Now you just wild.
I hate Indians. Men are trash, and I hate Indians. Tell me the difference. Why should I understand that when I say men are trash, I'm talking about some men, but when I say I hate Indians, I mean all Indians. Why?
Because ones you hate, the other one you're just saying something bad about. Different. One you just being racist.
All right. Indians are dirty.
The other one.
Indians are stupid. I obviously don't believe these things. What if I said that?
Oh, what's wrong with you, bro?
What if I said that? Is it because Indians is more specific? Because it's a smaller group?
It's probably because the Indians stole your girl.
What if that's what happened? An Indian dude came by, masculine from Bollywood, stole my girl, and like, yo, Indians are low down, no good, dirty ass people.
That's something different. That is,
how? Please, man, I'm at loss as to how that's different from saying men are trash.
If I said women are trash, if I said like women are birds, right?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about every single woman out there. And I feel like the thing.
How am I supposed to know that?
You know that, bro.
Why are you not a misogynist right now?
Because there's obviously good women out there that I have relations with and all this type of stuff.
There's obviously good Indians out there.
I don't know if you know any Indians, bro. Nah, I don't know if you know any Indians, bro. You're just making sweeping generalizations. You're just making,
But I do. There's a 7-Eleven across, and that's typically owned by Indians. There's a 7-Eleven down the street. I'm cool with the family over there.
What's his name?
Huh?
What's his name?
You said what's his name? I don't know his name. Never asked. Maybe I'm not that friendly with him.
Yeah,
So whatever. I say hi, I say bye. Nice weather, huh?
He gives you your stuff and you get out and say it's dirty ass.
What's the opposite of misogynistic? Like, what's the word for if you hate men? Or if you're disrespectful to men?
I'll tell you.
Like, what do you call a woman who says men are trash? Like, if a man says women are trash, you would call him misogynistic. What do you call that woman? I mean, that's just nothing to do with the topic. I'm just curious right now.
Bird, maybe.
Say what?
Bird.
A bird?
Yeah.
That's not the opposite of misogynistic.
We'll just use it like that. Anyways, we're getting off topic, man. We're getting off topic. The difference between you saying Indians are trash and men are trash. One's very specific. You know,
that's why, because Indians is a smaller group. It's more feasible that I would apply to all of them.
Yeah, I feel like it is, bro. Like, not all men can be trash. And on top of that, well, I feel like when a woman says that, she's just hurt. So, semantics.
Obviously, I'm hurt. You said that Indian's still my girl. Obviously, I'm hurt. And women who say that is because a man cheated on her. Obviously, she's hurt. I'm just saying, if you're gonna get into the semantics thing, you can't excuse one and not excuse the other without a damn good excuse, without a damn good reason.
That's fair, but I feel like you understand the meaning behind it. That's the whole purpose of the discussion we're having. I feel like you understand the meaning. Like, I understand the meaning if someone says, "Man, I'm trash." It's not man, I'm trash. It's just like you just got hurt, and you're probably just upset. And if they got more specific about it, then yeah, it might not apply to me, or I see where you're coming from. You have personal experiences, or whatever.
But now, if I said Indians are dirty, you think that meaning isn't just that I'm hurt by Indians. It's just that now I think I'm better than Indians, or Indians are worse.
100%.
Inferior.
100%. He's racist.
So you got to listen to what people mean, not what they say. Listen to what I mean, but not what I say. I like that though. I like that.
I mean,
no, I kind of like that though, because that goes with my simile and metaphor example.
You know who else does that?
You hear what I'm saying, but not what I mean. Who?
Your president supporters. So I want to go. I don't want to go that. That
doesn't apply to that.
I don't want to go that far. Oh, does it apply?
Because they make up his meaning depending on like what hour it is, bro. It changes all the time. It doesn't apply to them, bro.
I'm just saying. They do the same thing. You say, listen to what I mean, not what I say, bro. So what you say is not important. It's the same type of thing. Language is hard, fam. Language is hard. I don't know how we correct this.
What I mean, it's different for Trump.
Why don't you just mean what you say?
Just mean what you say?
Yeah.
Or say what you mean. Because you can still mean what you say when you speak figuratively. You can still mean men are trash, but not mean, you know what I mean? But not mean all men are trash.
We need linguists on here, man. This shit is
I think you mean you should just say what you mean.
Yeah,
but when you just say what you mean all the time, you, like you said earlier, you lose the power of language that comes with figurative speech. Like, I can't say a butterfly is as beautiful as a butterfly. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I mean a butterfly is beautiful, but because I'm not using anything figuratively, like, you're not getting that as poignantly as I want you to get that.
Maybe our country's just too stupid for people to talk figuratively.
Maybe we're not even immune, because like you said, I mean, we don't afford this to Trump, but I want to be afforded that myself. Is it the same? Personally, I don't think it's the same, but I'm biased. Obviously, like myself more than like Trump.
Oh, we're being too hard on Trump supporters, is what you're saying.
Are we though?
I mean, from what's going on, that's what it sounds like.
Because like I said, they change what he means by the hour, bro. And if you ask different people. So bottom line is, I think you should just make sure what you're saying is understood by your audience and not just by you. Don't make sure that when you say what you say, the people who are going to receive that understand it. Don't just make sure that you understand it. You can't just say shit and be like, well, that's what I mean. And just disregard what everyone else interpreted. You know what I mean? I think you got to put it in ways that other people can understand it, and then problem solved. If you know that when you say men are trash, we're not going to really understand what you mean, don't say men are trash. Say what you mean. Say it in a way that we will understand and receive it. I feel like that's a very simple solution, and it's understandable as well. And if I know I can't just say, yo, Indians are low down, dirty ass people, because they're not going to get that I mean I'm mad at this dude for stealing my girl, then I'm going to say something else. Obviously. Anyone in a relationship will know this. You can't just say, everyone in a relationship knows this. You can't just say what you understand. You got to speak in a way that your partner understands. Treat your world like the partner. Everybody wins. Obviously, that's more difficult because people will interpret the same thing in different ways. But try your hardest. And if the response by and large is that men are trash is not the way to go, Stop saying men are trash.
Right,
stop saying white people are racist. Stop saying this. Stop saying that. You know what I mean?
I'm just leave it there. I ain't able to say that, you know. But
I think that's fair. Let us know what you think.
Pray for my brother Khelil. Tell him stop hating.
By the way,
and
I got no issue with Indians, bro.
It's on Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, wherever you listen to your podcast. Like the audio, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends.
See you guys.
Sweet.